L24. Would the damned prefer not to exist? Would the damned want not to exist? Some people, pondering what L is, said to themselves they must prefer not to exist. Only at a certain time this reflection came from the idea that L was a place where God took revenge upon those who arrived at the hour of death, whatever the cause, without loving him, even sometimes out of weakness or sometimes out of ignorance. Obviously, this conception is no longer appropriate in the church. God is never revengeful. We now understand better that the damned are in hell voluntarily, by an act of their own free will, according to a particular advantage that they had hoped for, to become like gods, to choose for themselves between good and evil, therefore from their pride. In this respect, because they aim with extreme energy, with all their will, for an apparent advantage. This advantage is what they call their freedom. They don't wish to die. They want to live forever. It's their idea. But there is another aspect. The aspect of the consequences by somatization of this choice, which is incorrect. Their soul is on fire, their psychology is enraged and angered perpetually, and they are full of resentment, even remorse, because they never managed to obtain the sought after happiness that they would like to possess. They are denied everything because they are so self-centered. In this sense, faced with such misfortune in the depths of their hearts, they would prefer not to exist, but they recover immediately because their vitality, which wants God to yield, to give them the sought after beatific vision, takes over. So the Bible, in order to describe the attitude of the damned, states that they go from fire to ice incessantly. We could therefore state that out of mercy, God is going to annihilate the damned so that they no longer suffer like that. Well, no, this is not how it is, because God respects the damned and the fact that they desire to live, to exist also. They want to live because they believe that they are correct. So God accepts them for what they choose. It will be deeply unfair of him if he took away from them the existence to which they aspire. What God does in his mercy is that he erases his presence, so that the attraction he arouses upon all beings, including in hell, is not felt for them, does not hurt so intensively. Only God cannot do anything other than to respect their freedom and also their nature, which is made to see him face to face, which all beings were created for. If they obviously changed their nature, they would no longer be their true selves. Consequently, he respects them in their free will choices, and they live or exist accordingly eternally without ever changing their choice.